Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Hello, good evening.
But am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you, Anisha. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible. Thank you. So, hello, everyone. My name is Anisa Sigdal. Sorry for the delay. I'm an HR and admin coordinator here in Delightica INC. So, today I'll be giving you HR job preparation session. So, let me share my screen first. So, let's start the session. I'd like to again apologize for the delay. So today we'll be talking about mastering job preparation and interview tips. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate to all of you as you are come to end of your data and AI session. Completing this phase is an important milestone, of course, for you for that whole 4 months. Your consistency, your efforts, and dedication throughout the course. That's of course a well done for you, all of you. So today's session is just not other another online class. So I hope it will makes a transition point from learning to applying from other job opportunities. Okay, let's get started. Today, what we'll be discussing about our contents will be that introduction. First, we'll see about what is actually a job preparation, and another will be understanding job market. So, and another, building an effective resume. Of course, it's an important aspect to apply a job. And networking. Another will be job search strategies. That how will you job search and what it will work. Another will be interview preparation. So let's talk about first understanding job preparation. When we talk about job preparation, we're really talking about getting ourselves or yourself ready for a successful career, not just to start out a job application or sending resumes, uh, or you will be applying for application that available in other companies' websites. It means working on your skills, gaining real world experience through projects or internship, whether you will be connecting with professionals and mentors. Of course, you are building a strong resume, crafting a strong resume, and preparing yourself confidently the interview with the whole confidence. When you focus on these areas, of course, it's gonna make your CV looks ready and you feel ready. And that confidence is what helps you to capture the real job opportunities. Another way will be understanding job market. So about job preparation, the first step is of course job preparation, and understanding job market is of course another crucial part. Knowing the market, how the market works, it gonna helps you focus on your efforts, improving your skills, and approach companies strategically, all of which it's gonna increase your chances of landing the right role. So understanding, job market, that you need to go see the different components. That first you need to go for the industry growth and skill demand. Every industry has its own different growth rates and skill requirements. So some roles are in sometimes in high demand and some are in less. So employers always hire candidates whose skill match their current times and current needs, what they are looking for to add into their company, and the HR will prioritize those candidates who have that skill match, who have that skill sets to hire in their company. So identify the industries that you are interested in and understand which skills are in demand, which company is what looking for will be most valued and most important for you. So this will definitely ensures your preparation and relevant and ready market. So another will be networking. So networking is of course another crucial part, especially in while talking about in tech industry. So connections are really powerful tool in help you in the job market. So many opportunities arise through the professional relationship, not only through the online or the applying application into the company's websites. So networking always increase your visibility and gives you an insider knowledge about the opening, the roles, and the companies and expectation. And of course, companies' internal insights and their environment, their culture, what they are prioritizing these days. So that's gonna really help you. So building meaningful professional connection through LinkedIn, alumni networks, and industry events or mentors, that's gonna lead you to the opportunities. So another is job search strategies. So searching job is more than just sending resumes and applying in the job portals. So it requires planning, of course, research and strategies. So randomly sending application um, sometimes not works. It's even rarely works these days. A smart search saves times and increases your success rate to land a job. So you can apply to those roles who can fit your skills, and from the of course reliable platforms, and you can track your applications some, and you can even follow up professionally. So if you make a better job search strategies, that's gonna uh, lend you to the job opportunities. You can even crack job sometimes if you make a better job search strategies. So another is employer needs. So employer looks, of course, beyond qualification. They looks for sometimes whether that candidates fits our environment, if that person is adaptable, skilled, or if he is proactive, professional. If he is professional, what kind of attitude, aptitude that person is having. So sometimes HR, not sometimes, HR always look for that. So understanding what employers and HRs like what they are looking for is gonna really help you to present yourself in a way that aligns with their expectations. So you can highlight your relevant skills, experience, and you can show the attitude what they are looking for and willingness to learn in your resume or through networking and the interviews. So let's talk about how to do company research. So company research, talking about company research, it would be one of the important steps for job preparation. So it shows that you are serious professional and genuinely interested in the role while you are giving interviews or the examination. If you have an idea about that company's structure products, if you go through that, that's going to really help you. So you can go for the company websites. These days, every single organization has their own websites. They have been posting their day-to-day like day-to-day what they are doing, day-to-day activities in the websites, and what they are into, what are their relevant things, their products. So you can find all those things from the company websites. You can learn about their mission, vision, values, and what are their cultures. So knowing the company helps you to, make your application in that way, and you can speak confidently in the interview times. So for example, if a company is looking for data engineers or the AI automation things like we look for in Delighttica, so you can create your resume, you can craft your resume in that way. You can highlight your skills like whether it's SQL or Pythons, EML, so those things, those skills that are in demand. So these days, even websites has their career portals differently where you can see their openings and what they are prioritizing. So you can go for the company websites. It's going to give you company websites. It's, I'll say, for the candidates who is looking for job opportunities, it would be a great assets for them. So another would be networking. Connecting with current or former employees on LinkedIn. If you are going for company websites and you know people from that companies, let's say that you know people from Delighttica, like former employees or current employees that you are taking classes from Delighttica currently. So you can make a connection with them in LinkedIn. Of course, we have alumni network also for Delighttica Academy training. You can approach from their sites. Also, their social media is in hype. Every single company has their one social media platform. So you can ask about them politely about, what about their experiences and insights, learning about the company culture, work environment. So networking gonna gives you a insider knowledge that you cannot find on the beyond websites. So it's also increase your chances to getting referrals. Another will be company blog. Checking company blogs or news section. Read about industry trends, the products, and of course their leadership thoughts. People now are publishing their journals into their company blogs. Also even from different social media posts. So from that you can know their perspectives on what they are looking for. So you're gonna get the full information from there. So referencing a blog article or a company update in your, so that's gonna help you in your interview. So preparation, and it shows your preparation and enthusiasm. So let's talk about now the important aspect of job preparation, which is definitely a resume. Without a good resume, that you definitely not gonna get a job or even the internship. For the training also, people are these days asking for resumes. So to make a resume, good resume, we need to go for the first start, pick the right resume layout. So talking about resume layouts, um, so these days ATS is every single companies in tech industry that all the companies, tech companies are using ATS tracking system in their recruiting. So your resume is your first impression to your employer, to your HR. So a strong resume can definitely open your doors. So while we can get overlooked, of course. So even if your skills are good, your employers, your HRs is gonna see, firstly, the first impression would be from your resume. So you need to first pick the right resume layout. So you can use ATS friendly format that most of the companies today are using it. It's a software to screen resume. So your resume must be readable by this system. So if your resume cannot read by ATS, that's definitely not gonna, see the human recruiter or the HR. So you can make it clean, structured, and professional. We'll talk about it later. There is another one section we'll talk about. So to create, apart from ATS friendly resume, so for application, you can also use write a simple headline where you can highlight your key skills, your career focus in very simple words. You can highlight your skills, like if you are a data engineer, you can highlight by aspiring data analyst and Python and SQL, AI enthusiast. So you can highlight your skills uh, specifically in a clean and simple word, so these can be seen while holding your CV. So this definitely gonna immediately tells the recruiter what you are bringing to the table. So another would be prioritizing your work experience. If you have already worked in some companies, that it would be from whether it from internship or the fellowship, or you've already done the job, you can list out your relevant work or projects if you have handled before. So if you have even done that project in your college, so you can also highlight that. So you can focus on what you have achieved. So not just what you did, what you've achieved during those projects, during those work. So you can highlight that. Another would be, of course, you can emphasize your skills. You can emphasize your skills that, not only your hard skill, you need to sometimes focus on soft skills. So company really look for that also. So you can match the skills that company is looking for. That if you're seeing someone's JDs, you need to highlight like what they are looking for, what kind of skills or tools they are looking for in that JD, highlighting their JD. So you definitely needs to highlight in your CV as well. So this shows that you are beyond theoretical, you have practical experience and recognition that highlights your experience. So, with your resume, I most recommend that you need to send your resume with a good cover letter. So once your resume is ready, the next, of course, another convincing thing is cover letter for your CVs. A cover letter is your personal introduction to the employer, to the HR, and it highlights why you are interested in the role and why you are good fit. So you can also mention your skill projects or experience that align with the company's needs. If that is already mentioned in CV, that you can avoid, but if you can but make it reliable or in cover letter also. So you need to also keep it concise, professional, and you can focus the value what you are bearing to the company. So in short, if we talk about in short, resume is all about what have you done, what have you done, and cover letter tells you to the employer, to the HR, that why you are the right fit and what you are bringing. So cover letter gonna emphasize those things. So when your when what you have done, why you are right thing is strong, then there is of course the chances that you're getting shortlisted for the job. So let's talk about ATS friendly CV. So ATS friendly, while talking about ATS friendly CV, so ATS stand for applicant tracking system. So many companies today don't read every resume manually. So instead they use software called ATS to scan, filter resume, so that relatable resumes can reach to the employer for their time saving reason, or to make it even qualitative more. So making your CV ATS friendly increase your chances to, of course, getting shortlisted, especially in large companies or competitive roles. So ATS friendly CV is quite important. If your resume is ATS friendly, uh, if not ATS friendly, it may never reach a human recruiter. So no matter how good your skills are. So, ATS always look for the keywords, format, and relevant section, and it ranks the candidate based on their qualification and the skills. I'll talk about how to make your CV ATS friendly. So to make your CV ATS friendly, you need to use a simple layout where you need to avoid tables, images, graphics, or fancy fonts. You avoid to use, those pictures or those graphic things. You need to avoid, and you have to stick to clear headings like work experience, your educations, any skills. Another would be including keywords. So keywords definitely is from the employer's job description that vacancy. So you can use the keywords from the job description that if, for example, if the job requires Python, SQL, or machine learning, you can include these exactly in your skills or project section so that ATS can read easily and put you in a shortlisted candidate and they rank you. Another would be prioritizing, important information. So you can place skill, experience, and achievement prominently. You can use it in bullet points. Avoid to use two layer columns. So basically you need to make it in a one layer thing, one column. Avoid to use table for making ATS friendly CV. For ATS friendly CV, you can either save this document in docs or PDF. So that would be whether depending on company's instructions, so the ATS can read it correctly. If that, while applying ATS friendly websites, they will shows you like, please save your CV, send your CV in docs or the PDF that will be highlighted on that very moment. So do keep it simple, clean, and keyword rich and structured. So, and don't use fancy layouts, graphics, or irrelevant info. So all to resume following these rules maximize your chances to passes your ATS and reaching a human recruiter. So another will be networking. So we'll talking about networking. So first, talking about networks, network is the most powerful tools, of course, in job preparation. As I told you, in tech industry, of course, it's even more important. So as we always say that your network is your net worth. The connections you build today can help you find opportunities tomorrow. Let's talk about how to network effectively. So first would be, you can meet and get referrals through mutual connections. Don't hesitate to reach out your seniors, your alumni, mentors, or colleagues. Referrals often get your resume noticed faster than the cold application that who don't have referrals. If you get referred by some employer, some their employers, then definitely sometimes company or HR highlights that as it from like if they felt like they get trusted things. So HR sometimes prioritize that. So please focus on your network as well. Another will be updating your profiles and use social media to reach people. You can go for the LinkedIn on then there is GitHub. You can update your LinkedIn profile with your skill, projects, and achievements. You can connect apart from your known people. You can go for the mentors and professionals from your industry. You can make a connection with them. So another will be listen. That if you listen, you will learn a lot and make better connections. So, networking is not just asking for a job. Sometimes it's gonna give you a learning opportunity from others, from experienced people. So by listening carefully, you will gain insights that might improve your skills, approach, and understanding of the job market. So networking is not just about collecting contacts, enhancing your social media accounts, that LinkedIn counts, but it's about building relationship and learning. So remember, your network is a network. So the stronger your network, the more opportunities and guidance you have in your career. So let's talk about effective job search strategies. Finding the right job requires more than just applying randomly. It requires a strategic approach. Let's go through some key points that we've highlighted here. So first, of course, crafting a compelling resume, as we talk already in that how to crafting a strong resume, that you need to craft a compelling resume. Your, of course, resume would be your first impression that uh, give to any employer or HR. So these days we need to highlight ATS friendly. You really need to be aware of ATS friendly layout. So where you can highlight your skill, projects, and achievements. And apart from ATS thing, for CVs, you need to make it simple. Don't just make a resumes fancy. Avoid to put even photos. I would recommend, don't put photos in your resumes. You can just highlight your name and your contact address in the top. Then you can go for the work experiences in your education. Another would be building a strong LinkedIn profile and other social medias, which is there are other different important social medias different in from different working industries. So these days, LinkedIn is one of the most important tools for job seekers today. Employers are quite active in social medias. Employers are and HR even looking for candidates. Sometimes they even doing head hunting. So you can don't forget to make your LinkedIn profile is strong. Don't forget to highlight your work experience, your skills there. And who knows that HR can approach you through the headhunt. So update your LinkedIn profiles and highlight your skill and ask for, you can even ask for the endorsement from your peers or the mentors. And you can write and engage with the content by sharing posts, commenting or posting your one work. This shows your activity and your interest in your field. You can, if you are interested in some companies that you want to apply for, that if you are expecting or if you are thinking, then you can go into their LinkedIn profile and you can like their post, you can comment there, and you can approach from there as well. So that would be another opportunity. Another would be leveraging online job portals. These days, job portals, that job agencies and job portals are quite in demand, and they are doing job posting in different sites. Use job boards, of course, a company websites, and specialized sites to find opportunities. Always research the company before applying and tailor your resume accordingly. You can practice common interview question even. you know you can showcase your project wherever is relevant. Another is network effectively. Attend networking events, informational interviews, alumni networks, and internship for freelance opportunities. And you can even walk in the open source where you can contribute your skills. So that can also lead to the opportunities. So building genuine connection increase your chances of referrals and mentorship. So it's gonna be your net worth. Another would be engage with professional communities. You can join, if you are from, as you are from tech communities, you can join tech communities. There are different aspirants like from data science, data engineer, so you can join your own industries, communities, and professional groups that related to your field. You can contribute to your open source, and of course you can do the knowledge sharing. You can share your knowledge in the platforms. So this gonna demonstrate, proactive learning and collaboration, which employers value. They look for the right fit individual to hire in their organization, so they might approach from anywhere. So keep your door open and enhance your skills. So in short, if we talk about, effective job search strategies, it combines a strong resume, professional online presence, a strategic application, that good application, and networking, engagement in professionals community. So by following these strategies, you don't just search for a job, you can position yourself as a strong, visible, and prepared candidate in the market. So let's talk about interview now. Interview, we've separated it in three different steps. One, first would be pre-interview. Pre-interview, it is a preparation phase. Preparation would be the definitely a best key to, you know to be a best performer in the interview session and even to get a job. So pre-interview preparation is of course a key. Interviews can be stressful, but preparation gonna help you what sets successful candidates apart. And let's go step by step. How can you be ready? So first would be, of course, research, and you can create notes. As we talk about company websites, blog, whole lot of other things, you can research there and you can make notes. You can understand the company, the role you are applying for. You can read company blogs, recent websites, their JDs, their products, and what are their expectations. So while doing interview, that you really need to remember, interviews are always a two-way street. So you can also prepare a thoughtful question to ask the interviewer, that it shows that you are really interested and your engagement. If you've got any question regarding the interview, the roles, you can definitely ask with the interviewer. Don't just hold yourself. That's gonna shows you're confident. So you can prepare for that way if you're confused. So another would be exploring the app you will use. So these days, tech industry or other industries that are doing their interviews via online, they conduct interviews online. So you can familiarize yourself with the software or the platform they have asked or they have created. They have sent you the link. You can familiarize yourself to avoid last minute technical issues. And knowing how the that app works beforehand reduces your stress and makes you appear professionals. Another would be testing your audio and video setup. So you can to save from that last moment stress. You can check your microphones, headsets, and camera at least a day before the interview. If possible, you can even join and try to that meeting link early to ensure everything works. Good audio and video quality gives a professional impression. You can even check your internet bandwidth, if that bandwidth gonna so another would be practice. You can practice calming techniques, or you can make calm before the interviews. So if what you can do, you can do meditations, or you can even listen the relaxing or soothing music before starting interview hours. Whatever that makes you relax and soothing, you can go for that to make relax and calm. So meditation and deep breathing, or sometimes even having short walk, would be would help you to calm and relax. So being calm and relaxed, you can think clearly. It's gonna reduce your anxiety level and process a question better. If your mind is calm, that's definitely gonna understand what they are asking. Your mind will get ready to answer that confidently. So pre-interview preparation is not just about definitely memorizing answer, and it's about research, testing your setup, and being mentally ready. The more prepared you are, the more confident and the professional you will appear. So another will be the main day, the main event during the interview session. So during the interview session, it's definitely, once the interview so during the interview session, you can be punctual. You need to be punctual. So you can enter the meeting link ahead of time to retest your setup if that link is going to work or not. If there is any issue in the link or the sites. Another would be, you can be the polite. You can answer politely. You can talk politely with your interviewer. You can talk politely with your interviewer, and of course be prepared. So you can expect both easy and challenging question, and respond them honestly. If you don't know the answer, then you can tell them that I don't know, or the I'm not aware of that. But don't just hesitate. You can talk, you can answer them politely. If you don't know answer, don't just lose your confidence while giving the interview. So another would be, of course, be prepared for that things. For it's an interview. We will get easy question or not. That totally depend on the interview panel. So you just be prepared. So confident is definitely would be the best key to crack your interview. But while being confident, you need to be polite and positive. So if you have a positive aptitude, positive attitude, if you shows that, that's gonna if you're positive and confident, that's definitely gonna give some positive points to your interview. That's gonna lead you to, if you can get shortlisted. So you can establish the another important thing while doing interview is you can establish a connection with your interview. If you establish connection with the interviewer, that's gonna give you a good confidence. That's gonna definitely gonna give you a good confidence. So try to make a connection with the interviewer. So if you once done your interview, you don't just completed your interview things, or you don't just completed your job or your accents. There is another whole section left, which would be post interview. So post interview, so once the interview is over, your job is not finished. You can do uh, well, other things that can strengthen your impression and help you improve your future opportunities. So once it's done, for interviewer, you can ask, you can send a message, thank you message within 24 hours, in a very professionalism and good manner way. You can send a thank you message that's gonna shows professionalism, and of course genuine interest in the role. So sometimes simple thank you email, or if you are connected with that interview panel members, you can reach out to them in LinkedIn as well. So you can thank you them for the opportunities, for the interview opportunities. Another would be for the position that you have applied for. for the after the interview, you can note down that what you learned about the roles and responsibilities during the interview and their expectations, and you can check whether the role matches your skills and your career goals. Another would be if once you completed your interview, if your interviewer mentioned if there is other next steps or timelines, you can follow up politely after the given period. That's shows your interest. So for yourself, it's you can take of some times to and ask yourself that which question did you answer properly and confidently, where did you struggle, and you can ask that were you clear while explaining your skill and projects. So you can write these points and down the note down and work in them. So every interview definitely is a practice for next one. If you don't even crack the given interview, so that's going to give you the experience, and you can make enhancement, and you can correct yourself and give that would be better opportunity for another interviews. So an interview is not just an evaluation, of course it's an learning experience. So a person who reflect and follow up and improve perform better in future interviews. So whole interview will help on that. Sometimes growth comes from the reflection, not from. So you can take it as a reflection or the practice, not as a rejection. If you don't even get selected, that's gonna help you for future prospects. So what next? So now you have you might have clear understanding for job preparation, how we can may resume, how you can build your resume, and how you can do job search, and you can make how you can make yourself interview readiness. So it's definitely time to take the next step. You even completed your trainings, uh, data and AI. You got now good knowledge. So now you are a good knowledge aspirant. So you can. So Delighttica is always in hiring the high in posting the vacancies and adding their teams. So now you can share your updated resume for us for the review. So about ATS friendly CV layout. So we will send you the ATS friendly CV layout resume by our academy team. You can reach out to them, or our team will, or I will also send you. So a resume checking link will also be provided, so you can assess or you can check by yourself. You can get feedback from from a link, and you can see if how your CV is looking, if that is ATS friendly, if they that needs improvement. So we'll be sharing a link, you can check on that. So of course, for the demo interview session, please bring your resume along. Our interview panel will guide you and provide you a practical constructive feedback on that time. So I also encourage you that as I am HR, I encourage you to please stay updated with our latest opening at Delighttica. You can search in our job websites. We have our alumni network where we even post that what we are open, what we are going for. So our academic team also, sending updates on there. So, so you are always welcome for suitable roles. Our students are always we given a priority. We always given priority consideration to our aspirants, to our trainees. So this is your opportunity to refine your skills, practice confidently and prepare professionally for your career journey. So all the best. Stay proactive, keep learning, and move forward with the confidence. So now you know how to prepare yourself professionally, understand how the job markets. So we look forward to supporting you in your journey and seeing many of you succeed in the professional world. For the technical session, Suvan sir will be continue. Over to you, sir. Thank you very much and have a good night.
Thank you, Anisha. Okay. All right. Good evening, everybody. How is everybody doing today? So, like Anisha mentioned, the difficult part is basically done with. You have already finished the difficult part by committing yourself to 4 months of training with Dilatica Academy. And this has helped you in building some real world skill sets. Now, what we need to do is we need to convert that into all of you getting interviews and getting offers. Uh, this session from my side is not going to be any kind of, motivational speech or any kind. It's basically what to do and what not to do. Things like what you should be putting on your resume, things you should be preparing for your interviews, what to practice, what mistakes to avoid. That's gonna be helpful for you um, going on ahead. And what I'm going to focus on specifically is the interviews, right? Um, because Anisha has already talked a lot about your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your networking, your job search, and all of that. So let's talk about interviews. One thing what we need to understand is that interviews are not your exams, right? There is no passing score or grading score when you are doing an interview. They are basically a form for the company that is doing the interview. The interview is basically a risk reduction method, as we tend to call it. And what the company is trying to do is that they're asking you, the interviewee, they're asking a couple of questions. So they're asking, can this person do the job that we are trying to hire for? They are asking, can they communicate clearly? They are also trying to understand, can we trust with the job and the deadlines that comes with it? And finally, what they're also trying to assess is this person easy to work with? And typically, the answers that they get are from couple of interviews. So sometimes you also have like the hiring manager along with the HR doing the interview. Sometimes you have two separate interviews. And normally, in any of these scenarios, you will be having a screening interview or a HR interview, the initial, where your goal is to be able to communicate your thoughts properly, to be able to sound clear, to be able to be able to sound confident and aligned with the job that you are trying to apply for. And what the HR person is trying to assess is, are you able to communicate properly or not? How mature you are in the responses that you are giving? Are you like keeping your calm, cool-headed? How motivated you are for the position that you're applying for? And they're also looking at the consistency in the replies that you are giving to the HR. And then they will also be assessing your basic fit for the role. So Are you available to join them during the given time frame? Because normally when they're hiring, they're looking for somebody either to hire within a month or sometimes even quicker. So, and if you come there and say, no, I'm going to take 45 days from my previous employment or 2 months from my previous employment, that's you are going to be cut from that role, right? So they'll be looking at your availability, they'll be looking at your location. Sometimes that's also important. And obviously they'll be looking at your expectation when it comes to the financial compensation as well, because that also has to be aligned with what the company would be paying for. And normally, for this session or for this interview, the HR screening, it's always good to have few things prepared. So, for example, an introduction of yourself, and the introduction has to be very. The introduction has to you are introducing yourself not just as a person, but a potential employee for that company. So your introduction has to be not that long, but not that short also. Like you can't just say, my name is this, and I studied from this, and then I work for this, and my hobbies are these. That doesn't give a lot of information to the HR manager. So you have to have a broader introduction line that kind of signals to the HR that, yes, I am the person that you are looking for, and I'm the proper candidate that you should be looking at. The other thing that you should have prepared is a few projects that demonstrate that you know about the tools that are required according to the job description, but you don't just know them, you have also used them, you have worked with them, and you have visible projects in either a GitHub repository or a portfolio where they can go ahead and actually see that, yes, uh, your skill set are not just bullet points on your resume, but your skill sets are actually visible somewhere physically. And then there would be some additional questions in the HR screening interview. So they would be asking you, why are you pursuing this track? If it's the same track, even if it's the same track, or let's say if you are switching your track, they could be asking you, why are you interested in this position? They could be asking for track specific. So let's say, why are you interested in data, or why are you interested in data engineering, data analytics, or data science? And they could also be asking, if you are switching positions from another company, they could be also asking you, why are you switching? Why are you looking to switch right now? So these are some basic template questions. Having answers ready for them will do you good instead of being blindsided by the HR manager or the interviewer. Now, the next thing is the next interview is basically your technical. And it's all about showing your grasp on the fundamentals, the way you think, and your practical ability. And normally what the interviewers are trying to judge is not, like they're not looking for a brilliant programmer. What they're trying to understand is that, because, those technical interviews, they are very short. They usually have time limits. And especially if it's an in-person interview, then it becomes even, mm, it weighs down on the interview. And that is all for the purposes of finding out if the candidate is able to solve problems under pressure. That's the main scenario. That's the main thing that they're trying to find out over there. The next thing that they're trying to figure out is that, okay, you have learned something, you have maybe worked on some project, maybe while you are learning, or maybe you have done some project in your previous company or previous role. What they're trying to understand is that, can you explain what you have done? Because no matter how good of a professional you are, if you can't explain your work, chances are that you will not be considered for that role. It's one thing to be able to solve a problem, but it's another thing, it's an entirely different thing to be able to explain how you solve that problem to somebody else. And if you can do that, if you can explain how you solve the problem, or if you can explain what you exactly did and how you went about it, uh, that gives you major bonus points. And that is basically what the technical round is for. The technical interview round is for. So so that was a little bit generic. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the 2-minute introduction. So normally when they ask you, tell me about yourself, right? Um, it, the way to answer the question, tell me about yourself, you can basically break it down into a couple of things. So first, you talk about who you are, right? And when I say who you are, we talk in the sense of the track you are. So you could be saying like, I'm a data analyst with strong foundations in SQL, in visualization, things like that. The next thing you talk about is proof, meaning you have to talk about your project. So in my last job or in my training, I built so and so where I did this, and then the result was this. So you have to talk in numbers over there to give concrete proof of you're not just saying you know stuff, but you have actually done stuff, and that has given results. The third thing, so you talk about who you are, you talk about your proof of your competency, and then you talk about what are you good at or what are you best at, right? So you could say you are good at SQL problem solving. You could talk about you are good at creating robust pipelines, or you could talk about you are good at creating models and evaluation, those kind of things. And finally, to end it, you talk about the role that you're pursuing. What role is it that you want? And that basically comes to the role that you're applying. You can't go to a data analyst job and then say, oh, I'm looking for a .NET developer, right? So you need to end your statement with, so if you are applying for, let's say, data engineering, I'm looking for a data engineering role where I can, implement certain stuff, certain things. And based on what Anisha said, that you have to do some sort of prior investigation to the company, to the role, what line of work they're doing, what domain they are working in, those kind of things. And based on that, you can tweak this answer. So yeah, so that's basically your 2-minute tell me about yourself. Now, let's talk a little bit more in detail about your technical interviews, right? And I'll talk about the 3 different tracks separately. So when it comes to a technical interview for data analyst, what they're looking for is your SQL fundamentals, whether you know and understand about matrices and definitions. They also try to understand your reasoning behind dashboard. What is a dashboard? How do we build it? Why do we build it? And they also try to understand your business thinking capacity. And you should be able to answer things like what is a churn, what is a retention, what is conversion, how do you validate data quality in a dashboard. And yeah, of course, they will also ask you explain a dashboard that you have built. What visuals were there, why those visuals were there, why these filters were there, or why certain components were not there. So those kind of things. So that's basically for data analysts. For data engineering, they are looking for people who can design pipelines, who can design reliable pipelines, who have a good grasp on the modeling fundamentals. And they're also looking for, a person who has got the debugging mindset, because like I said, As a data engineer, you are probably building pipelines 30% of the time. You are mostly debugging the pipelines that you already built 70% of the time. So you must be able to debug pipelines, not just the pipelines you built, but the pipelines others have built in the company maybe, or somebody left, somebody built a pipeline, somebody left, and then you are handed over to look after the pipeline, to maintain that pipeline. So you must be able to debug any issues that comes in the future. And so they are also looking for that feature or that property in the interview candidate. And also they should be able to understand about issues when it comes to pipeline scalability. So basics of scalability, they should also have a grasp on that. And the things that you should be able to explain in a technical interview for a data engineer is they will basically ask you to explain a pipeline that you built end to end from the beginning to the end. So when I say beginning to end, I'm not saying the ETL process. When I say begin to end, I'm talking about the problem statement. The problem statement, how you went about designing the pipeline, what tools do you use, why did you use those tools, and then the actual building of the pipeline. They would ask you some basic stuffs like things about incremental loads, deduplication, idempotency. How do you handle retries, failures? They will ask you about backfill strategy. And also they will ask you about monitoring and alert. How do you handle monitoring and alert within your pipelines? That's about your data engineers. Then comes for data scientists. Now, for data scientists, what the interviewers are testing you are for problem framing, for data leakage. How are you aware of data leakage? How do you handle data leakage? Your choice of metrics, um, uh, your understanding of model evaluation and error analysis, and also finally, how you go about deployment of your models. And some of the things that you should be able to answer in your interview is they will straight up ask you about a model that you implemented, and then they will ask you, why did you choose a certain specific metric? They would ask you things like, how do you prevent leakage? How do you handle imbalance? Um, they would ask you, okay, the model that you created, what could specifically cause model drift in your model or any other model? And they would also ask you to explain the model that you created or trained to them in person or to any non-technical person. Uh, so that is basically the things that you should be aware of in your interview session. And a good interview, after the technical session, you will have interviewers asking you, do you have some questions for us? And it's never a good idea to just say, no, I don't have any questions. Always have some questions for them. And you could that that part of the interview, which is basically the ending of the interview, is very important because it leaves an impression on the interviewer, because it will show how interested you are, how invested you are in this role. And so things like, you could ask like, okay, if you haven't already investigated into it, you could ask the hiring manager there and themselves what stack they're working with, what's the workflow like, why are you hiring? You can even straight up ask, why are you hiring for this position now? You could ask, what does success look like for this position? You could ask for, what challenges is the team facing right now? And yeah, so you can ask for things like that, and that shows like you are interested and invested in this position, and not just mm, winging it. Yeah, so all in all, the interviews and Getting the job, like you said, I think I mentioned it earlier also. Uh, um, those of us who work in data, we are also referred to as people who work in the backend. And most often than not, I've seen that people who work in the backend, they are not that good in communication. And not just for interview, but for your professional careers also, that's something you should invest your time in and improve your communication skills. Because if you can't display or if you can't showcase your skill set by clear communication, and if you can't explain the job that you do, um, it will be tough because there's a cutthroat competition out here. And so to be able to stand out amongst the crowd, that is going to be one of the major weapons. Like you could be a brilliant data analyst or a data engineer or data scientist, but if you can't speak your mind, if you can't speak your thoughts and be able to explain that clearly to the other person, the other person will see you as that being a lack of confidence, and that's just a downer for you. So with the points that we have talked about and mentioned today, work on those points, build your resume properly, treat LinkedIn as your professional social media. Like, don't just build a LinkedIn profile and let it rot. Go out there, don't just link with people that you're gonna work for, or those kind of stuff. Like if you're a data engineer, find some. There are like lots of good data engineers, like world-class data engineers or world-class data analysts or world-class data scientists, even on LinkedIn. Like follow them. What are they talking about? And just engage with their comments, or sometimes write up your own content. Like something new comes in or there's some noise in the market in your relevant field, what are your thoughts on it? Just express them, and then you will have like a chain of communication. Because what happens is that sometimes, like, I'm sitting here, I need to hire somebody, I'm on LinkedIn, and then I see, okay, I need to hire somebody, let's say for my company, for a data engineer. And there might be some person on my LinkedIn for the last couple of months, whose post I have been reading up, that, okay, this person is learning, this person knows their stuff. Like there's already a possible candidate over there. Instead of going through the official hiring channel and all of that, I could directly go to that person and say, hey, I've got this post opening up. Are you interested to join me? These kind of hiring happens quite a lot and quite frequently. And that happens because of the visibility that they have in their own LinkedIn network. And so don't just create a LinkedIn profile, but engage with people, engage with the content on LinkedIn profile that are relevant to your technical field. Do that, and then work on your communication. Because if you can communicate clearly, if you can show proof of work that validates your skill set, if you can demonstrate that you have got a good grasp on fundamentals, and especially SQL, because all of us, we work with data, you will definitely outperform the other candidates who might know more than you, but are not able to explain what they know and what they have done at all. Yeah, so that was all from my side when it comes to the technical session, or the technical interview sessions, or the things that you should be doing in your interviews. That's all I had. So I'll have the floor open. If you have got any questions, comments, share with me, and I'll take it through it. Or else, that's all about it from my side for today. All right then. Well, if there are no questions or comments, let's wrap up this session. The academic coordinator will be reaching out to you for whatever comes next. I think there are a few more things left. Um, uh, Anisha mentioned about creating a resume and sharing it with us. So there are a few things over there left. The academic coordinators will reach out to you regarding the next step from here. And so this is probably going to be the last time I'll be talking to all of you from this batch. I hope, not I hope, I know that you guys have taken your understanding of the professional track that you went through to the next level and continue working on that. Please work on your communication skills. That is going to raise your value in the market significantly. And yeah, all the best for the future. And thank you for being with us for this 4 months journey that we had. All right, so I'm going to wrap up today's session. Have a good evening and a good night, everybody.
Thank you, sir.